What would you do if a little girl on your flight suddenly says the plane will crash? Would you laugh it off, or listen? In this emotional and captivating story, 5-year-old Vera sees something no one else can. 0 signs of life on everyone's head. Only her mother believes her. What happens next will leave you speechless. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this powerful story. Please support us by subscribing to our channel for more emotional, life-changing stories. It was a bright sunny day in New York City. Little 5-year-old Vera held tightly to her mother's hand as they walked into the airport. Her mother, Anna, a young and gentle woman, was nervous. They were about to board a plane to California for the first time. They passed through the airport gate and entered the big plane. Anna helped Vera settle into the window seat. The plane was still empty. Only a few passengers were walking in. Suddenly, Vera leaned close to her mother and whispered, "Mummy, that man has 0 on his head." Anna turned quickly. "What did you say?" Vera pointed at a man in a brown jacket walking past their row. "Mummy, he has 0 on his head. It means no life. He is going to die." Anna felt her heart jump. She looked at Vera, her sweet little girl with big curious eyes. Vera had always seen things that others didn't. Every time she spoke about someone being in danger, it always came true. Anna held her daughter close and said softly, "Are you sure, baby?" Vera nodded slowly. "Yes, Mummy. I see it clearly. No life." A few minutes later, another woman entered the plane, smiling and greeting the flight attendants. Vera looked at her too, and shook her head. "Mummy, that woman too. She has 0. No life." Now Anna was getting scared. "Vera, are you seeing more?" Vera stood up in her seat and turned around, looking at each person boarding. "Mummy," she cried out, her voice shaky. "Everyone has 0 on their head." Anna gasped. "Everyone?" Vera nodded again. "Even you, Mummy?" Anna's eyes widened. She looked around. People were still entering. "Sit down, baby," she whispered. Her hands were trembling now. When the plane was full, Anna stood up slowly and spoke loudly. "Please, everyone. I need to say something. My daughter, she can see things. Real things. She says this plane is not safe. She said everyone has a 0 on their head. Please, something bad might happen." People started looking at her with confused faces. A man laughed. "Are you kidding me?" Another woman rolled her eyes. "Are you saying we should believe a little girl?" One angry man shouted, "If you are scared, get off. Don't come and scare us here." The air became noisy. People started arguing. Some were laughing hard. Some were annoyed, and some looked confused. Anna tried again. "Please. I'm begging you. I believe my daughter. She has warned us before, and it always came true. Please, just listen. Let them check the plane again. Do something." One flight attendant came close. "Please sit down. We are about to take off." "No." Anna said loudly. "I won't sit down. My daughter said we will all die if we fly in this plane." Someone shouted from the back, "You're crazy. Get out with your ghost child." Vera held her mother's hand tighter. Then suddenly, she pointed at a man entering the plane with a small bag. "Mummy," she said excitedly. "That's him. That's my daddy. I saw him in my dream." Anna looked at the man. He was tall, with kind eyes. He looked surprised. "Excuse me," he said, looking at Vera. Anna pulled Vera back. "I'm sorry, sir. Please ignore her." But Vera kept pointing. "You were smiling at me in my dream. You called me your angel. You told me to be safe." The man looked confused. "I don't have a child." Anna smiled awkwardly. "I'm sorry, sir. She has never seen you before. I don't know what she's talking about." But the man, whose name was John, looked at Vera for a long time. "Something about this feels strange." Then Vera stood up again. "Daddy, come with us. You will die if you stay here." John blinked. "What?" Vera cried. "Please, I saw it. Everyone will die. Even you." The argument in the plane grew louder. More people shouted at Hannah and Vera. Some called them witches. Some laughed so hard they cried. Finally, Anna stood up, shaking, and said, I'm leaving. I believe my daughter. She looked at John. You can come with us, sir, because I believe my child. And I'm leaving now with my child. John looked at the angry passengers, then at Vera's serious face. He made his decision. Wait. I'm coming too. As they stepped out of the plane, some passengers clapped mockingly. One man shouted, "Bye-bye to the ghost girl and her fake daddy." Another woman laughed, so this man actually believes that crazy little girl. John followed Anna and Vera quietly. He couldn't understand why he felt the urge to believe this child. He had never seen her before. As they sat in the waiting room together, Vera leaned against John and smiled. "Thank you, Daddy. You listened." John looked at Anna. "She's something else." Anna smiled. "She really is." Inside the plane, after little Vera and her mother, Anna, stepped out with a man named John, everything became calm again, or so it looked. But one man sitting by the window was not calm. His hands were shaking. He looked at where Vera and Anna had just sat today. He turned to a flight crew member passing by. "Excuse me," he said, his voice low and shaky. "Are you sure you people checked this plane well?" The crew member smiled politely. "Yes, sir. The plane is in good condition. Everything is fine." The man swallowed hard and looked around. "I don't know. I just feel something is not right. Since that little girl said what she said, my heart has not been at peace." A woman sitting beside him scoffed. "Please don't tell me you believe that little girl and her mother. That was just nonsense." The man shook his head slowly. "I don't know. But her eyes, her voice, something about it felt real. Like a warning from heaven." The woman laughed. "You need to relax. This is just a normal flight. No child is going to stop me from reaching my destination." The crew member nodded. "Nothing is going to happen. Everything is in order. Please wear your seatbelt. We are about to take off." Soon, the plane started moving. The engines roared, and the plane went up into the clouds. The air was calm for a few minutes. Then something strange happened. A loud sound came from under the plane. Boom! The whole plane shook. Passengers screamed. Some fell out of their seats. "What's happening?" someone shouted. The oxygen masks dropped down. People pulled at them in fear. In the cockpit, the pilot grabbed the controls. His hands were sweating. "Mayday! Mayday!" he shouted into the radio. "We are losing power." The plane tilted to the side. The windows rattled. Drinks spilled. Bags fell. Children cried. Mothers held their babies. Some people shouted prayers. Others cried out names of loved ones. The pilot tried to control the plane. "Hold on," he yelled to his co-pilot. "We're losing the left engine. I'm trying to land." But it was too late. The plane nosedived, spinning in the air. People screamed. The ground came closer and closer. Crash. There was fire. There was smoke. There was silence. No one survived. The news broke out in the evening. Breaking news, a plane flying from New York to California has crashed. All passengers on board lost their lives. Investigators say the crash happened shortly after takeoff. There were no survivors. The news spread everywhere, on TV, on radio, on people's phones. Some people remembered the mother and daughter who stepped out before the plane took off. They remembered the little girl's warning. People began to say, "That child, she saved their lives." Back at the airport, John sat with Anna and Vera in the waiting room. He stared at the TV screen, his mouth open, his hands shaking. He turned to Anna. You saved my life. Your daughter saved my life." Anna wiped her eyes. "We tried to warn them, but nobody believed us." Vera held John's hand and smiled. "I'm glad you came down, Daddy." Anna quickly pulled her daughter close. "Vera, stop calling him that. He's not your daddy." But Vera didn't stop. She looked up at him. "You're my daddy. I saw you in my dream. You smiled and said you'll find me one day." John looked confused. "Why does she keep calling me that?" Anna sighed. "She's just a child. She doesn't understand." Then John gently asked, "If you don't mind, can I ask you something? Who is Vera's father?" Anna looked down. Her voice was soft. "I don't know. I was framed by someone I trusted. My friend took me to a club one night. She gave me a drink. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up, I was naked, and I later found out I was pregnant. I never saw the man. I don't know who he is." John froze. "What club was that?" he asked slowly. Anna looked up. "Vortex Club. That was the name." John's eyes widened. His mouth dropped open. "No, no way." Anna frowned. "Why? What is it?" John covered his face with his hands. "I was there, that night. At Vortex Club. I was drunk, completely drunk. I remember waking up beside a woman I didn't know. I left in shame. I thought I had made a mistake." Anna's heart skipped. "What are you saying?" John looked into her eyes. "Anna, it was you. I think I'm Vera's father." Anna's hands covered her mouth. She looked at Vera, who was now sitting between them, smiling. John took her hand gently. "I didn't know. I swear. If I had known, I would have come for you. I would have raised her. I never forgot that night." Tears rolled down Anna's cheeks. "All these years, and now we meet again like this." Vera reached out and placed one hand on each of theirs. "I told you he's my daddy." They both looked at her, tears in their eyes. John whispered, "You saved me, Vera. You gave me a second chance to know my family." Anna cried quietly, but this time, her heart was not heavy. John sat on the bench, holding Vera's tiny hand in his. The airport was now quiet. People had left, news cameras were flashing outside, and the world was still trying to understand the sudden plane crash that took so many lives. But in that corner of the waiting room, something powerful was happening. Anna stared at John in disbelief. "You're saying you're Vera's father?" John nodded slowly. "Yes. I didn't know until now. That night at Vortex Club, I was drunk. My friend had just lost his job, and we were celebrating. I didn't know I slept with someone. I thought I had messed up." Anna's voice trembled. "I was tricked that night. My best friend told me we were going to have fun, but she left me there. I woke up confused and ashamed. I never wanted to remember it." John bowed his head. "I'm so sorry. If I had known." She stopped him with a wave of her hand. Her eyes were full of tears. "It's not your fault. I blamed myself for years. I was afraid. I decided to raise Vera alone." There was silence between them for a moment. Then Vera looked up and said softly, "But I still chose you, Daddy. In my dream, God showed me your face." John smiled weakly and looked at Anna. "I don't want to cause any trouble, but I want to be part of her life now, if you let me." Anna looked at Vera, her daughter, her miracle, and then at John. Her heart was heavy with mixed emotions. Pain, shock, relief, and something else she couldn't name. "I don't know how to feel," she whispered. "But she already sees you as her father." John wiped his eyes. "Thank you for raising her. She's brave. She's smart. She saved us all." Anna nodded slowly. "I taught her to always speak the truth, even when no one believes her, especially when no one believes her." John looked at Vera again. "You knew that plane would crash, didn't you?" Vera nodded. "I saw the zero on everyone's head. It was like their light was off. They were walking, but their spirit was gone." John shivered. "How long have you been seeing things like this?" Anna answered, "Since she was 3. She told her teacher once that the man fixing the school bus was going to fall. The teacher ignored her. That same afternoon, the man fell from the top of the bus and broke his leg. After that, I always listened to her." Vera added quietly, "Sometimes it's scary, but Mummy tells me not to be afraid." John sighed deeply. "She's special, and I missed 5 years of her life." Anna looked down. Her fingers tightened around Vera's. "It wasn't easy. People mocked me. They called me names. Shameless girl, drunk mother, manless woman. I sold snacks by the roadside. I cried many nights. But every time I looked at her, I saw hope." John's face was full of regret. "You were alone. I should have been there." Anna whispered, "But maybe you were meant to find us now, when she needed you most." There was silence again. Vera was now sitting between them, playing with John's shirt buttons. John looked around. Let's leave this airport. Let's go somewhere quiet and talk. Just us. Anna hesitated. I don't have anywhere to go in the city. I was going to California to start over. John smiled a little. Come with me to my place. Please. I have a home. It's not big, but it's safe. You don't have to be afraid. Anna bit her lip. What if I say no? John looked into her eyes. Then I'll find a hotel close by and check on you every day. I'm not going to disappear again. Vera raised her hand. Let's go with Daddy. I want to see his house. Anna looked at her daughter, then at the man she never thought she'd meet again. Slowly, she nodded. Okay. Later that day, John drove carefully through the streets of New York. Anna sat quietly in the front seat. Vera was at the back, singing softly to herself. They reached John's apartment. It was a 2-bedroom flat in a quiet neighborhood. Clean, simple, and peaceful. John opened the door. It's not much, but it's home. Anna looked around. It's nice. It smells like fresh bread. John laughed. I baked yesterday. I bake when I'm sad. Vera ran in and sat on the couch. Can I sleep here tonight? John looked at Anna for permission. She nodded slowly. I'll make something to eat, he said, walking toward the kitchen. Anna sat quietly, watching him move around. He was gentle. He moved like someone who had carried a heavy burden for years. She could see sadness in his eyes, but also peace. Vera sat beside her mother. Mummy, are you happy? Anna smiled softly. I'm not sure, but I feel lighter. Mummy, Vera whispered, God brought us here. Anna pulled her close and kissed her forehead. In the kitchen, John peeked out the door, watching them. A tear rolled down his cheek. He whispered to himself, I won't lose them again. 2 days had passed since Anna and Vera arrived at John's apartment. It felt peaceful, almost like a dream. The noise, the airport, the crash, all seemed far away now. Every morning, Vera would wake up early and tiptoe into John's room. She'd sit on his bed, whispering, Good morning, Daddy, and giggle until he opened his eyes. John never got tired of hearing her voice. It was like a song that healed his heart. Anna watched them quietly. Every time Vera smiled or held John's hand, her heart melted a little more. She had never seen her daughter so happy. One evening, while they all sat in the living room watching cartoons, someone knocked at the door. John opened it and saw a woman standing there. It was Monica, Anna's former best friend, the same one who took her to the club 5 years ago. Anna stood up slowly. Her face changed. Monica. Monica smiled awkwardly. Hi, Anna. I heard you in the city. I saw the news about the plane crash. I just wanted to check on you. John stepped aside but kept his eyes on her. Monica looked at Vera. Is this your daughter? Anna didn't answer. She folded her arms. Why are you here, Monica? Monica sighed. I came to say I'm sorry. For everything. That night, at the club. I shouldn't have left you. I was paid to bring you there. Anna gasped. Paid? Yes, there was a man. He wanted you. He offered me money. I didn't know you would end up pregnant. I've hated myself since that day. John stepped closer. You knew what would happen to her, and you still left her. Monica's eyes were full of tears now. I was selfish. I lost my job. I needed money. But I was wrong. I've been carrying this guilt for years. Anna's hands trembled. You ruined my life. You took away my peace. I trusted you. Monica fell to her knees. Please forgive me. I have nothing left but this regret. Anna stared at her for a long moment. Then she said softly, I forgive you, but I will never forget. Monica nodded, stood up slowly, and left in silence. John closed the door. Are you okay? Anna wiped her eyes. Yes. I needed that. I needed to let it go. Vera looked confused. Mummy, is that the woman who made you cry a long time ago? Anna hugged her tightly. Yes, baby. But we're free now. That night, while Vera slept, John and Anna sat on the balcony under the stars. Anna, John began, I know this all happened so fast, but I want to do things right. I want to be a father to Vera, and I want to be more than a friend to you. Anna turned to look at him. I love her, he continued. And I'm falling in love with you too. I missed 5 years of your lives. I don't want to miss another day. Tears filled Anna's eyes. Are you sure? John smiled. Yes. I want to marry you. Let's raise Vera together. Let's start over, as a family. Anna couldn't speak. She just nodded, and tears rolled down her cheeks, this time, happy tears. 3 months later. It was a bright Saturday morning. Flowers were everywhere. Vera wore a pink dress and threw petals on the ground. Anna walked down the garden aisle in a simple white gown, holding John's hand. Guests clapped as they said their vows. When it was time to kiss the bride, Vera covered her eyes and giggled. Ew, Daddy is kissing Mummy. Everyone laughed. Later that evening, Vera stood on a small stool and gave a little speech. Thank you, everyone. I'm happy because my mummy is not crying anymore, and now I have a real daddy. I saw him in my dream, and he found us. John lifted her up. My little angel. Anna smiled with joy. My miracle child. They hugged each other tight, a family finally whole. And from that day on, they lived in peace, always listening when Vera spoke, because they knew her words came with truth, and her heart came with light. The end. Moral of the story. Always listen to the voice of the innocent. Sometimes, children see what adults are too busy to notice. And even through pain, love can find its way back home.